Number 134 of Amoris Laetitia lies in chapter 4 of the Apostolic Exhortation, which has the title, Love in Marriage. Pope Francis begins this chapter by expounding on the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, chapter 13, a hymn to love, which is very well known to all of us, where we read, love is patient, love is kind, and so forth. The second part of this fourth chapter talks about growing in conjugal love, of which number 134 precisely talks about. Here, Pope Francis insists that if love is not cultivated to continuously grow, it will actually begin to die like any plant. In fact, there is no plant at all which remains the same in any stage of its life. It either decays or grows. This means a constant effort is required to maintain its constant growth. Even a mere neglect or taking for granted of this love is enough to let it just go towards decay and eventually death. At the same time, every effort to keep the flame of love alive is required of both parties. And with the help of God, this love will grow to unlimited heights, which only the love which comes from God can reach. There needs to be a constant desire that the love of husband and wife can come to the perfection of God's love, which overflows to others. In this way, the couple accepts this love in marriage as a vocation, a love which reflects God's love. As Christ has said, love as I have loved you. Love in marriage then becomes the sacrament of Christ's love for His church.
Back to Pipa, and ito po, nakikita nyo, nandito kasama namin si Father Beng, Molavin. So Father, batiin nyo naman sila, mga audience natin.
Good afternoon to all of you. I am Father Antonio Molavin, SDB, Salesian of Don Bosco. Ako po ngayon ay presently Parish Priest in San Ildefonso Parish, Makati. 7 years. In as much as starting itong nakaraang March, no? It was supposed to be na the Pope designated this year, March until 2021 to June 2022 as the year of Amoris Laetitia na dapat nating pinag-aaralan ang nilalaman nito, how to apply to our own particular situation, ang kahalagaan ng pamilya at ang ng sakramento ng kasal. In our parish we took this seriously. In fact, in our parish, San Ildefonso Parish, whenever I say taga San Ildefonso, ang sagot nila, Santo, Misyonero, tagapangalaga ng kalikasan. These are the three things which we are focusing on. Okay? As regards Santo, we said it will be in the family. Holiness starts in the family. The children start learning about God in the family. Tapos, I believe also that is where they learn the first values of Christian life. Hindi na mahirap ito paglaki nila. In fact, kami sa Don Bosco, we have started to say no youth ministry without family ministry. Na ang tunay na pampangalaga sa mga kabataan, alam naman ninyo kami mga Salesiano ng Don Bosco, lagi para sa mga kabataan, pero we cannot anymore do it without the help of the family or together with the family, supporting the family in connection with their family. I believe Pope is correct. Pareto's law. You know what's Pareto's law? It's 20/80. You focus on what is most important and all the rest will be easy. Minsan we do so many things, ang dami-dami nating resolution, pero wala naman talagang nangyayari. You know? Sabog. And I think focusing on the family, we will be able to solve many problems. And I think that's what the Pope is saying.
Yeah.
We have many concerns sa church. If there is some place where we should start, it should be in the family. That is what the Pope is saying by dedicating this year to Amoris Laetitia. Na po. And I believe we're still continuing this Kasalang Bayan. In fact, we are hindi na maramihan, kundi solo-solo. Pero hindi na sabay-sabay, pero solo-solo whenever. I think the first problem is not, yes, of course, maraming problema. And it's again Pareto's law. You should focus. The first problem talaga is maraming hindi kasal.
Yeah. Totoo.
Of course, maraming mga hiwalay, ganito, mga problema. Those are, but if we start at the, we put point at the problem. Where does this problem start? Kasi from the very beginning, walang sakramento ng kasal. No? Why? Kasi napakamahal. That's number one. That's why here in our parish, hindi lang libre, walang babayaran, donation lang.
Yeah.
There is one point, no, in helping the families. Then it is in the sacrament of matrimony. We start there, and I believe there is the sacrament. This is the grace, and then also the process of preparing them for the sacrament. Na mag-grow, i-cultivate. Article 134 talks about a continuous cultivation of this love in marriage. That continuous cultivation starts in the preparation for the sacrament. Starts in the desire to have the sacrament. Starts in the desire to be a sign of God's love. Hindi lang mahal ko siya, maganda siya, I like her. Hindi, I say this one as my vocation to be a sacrament of love. Love as I have loved. I think if we are able to simply bring them to the sacrament, of course, afterwards, tulad ng ginagawa ninyo, taking care of them after the sacrament, it's very good. Pero in the first place, I think the problem is in bringing them to the sacrament. Ang daming hindi kasal. I think that is a first concern, the appreciation for the sacrament. And I think if we want them to constantly grow in love, as Article 134 talks of, says, we have to start with those who are not married, and bring them to the sacrament. Kasi yun na, madami na lang eh. And then, so with that one, they go through the seminar, we go to follow them up, hindi na mahirap. Okay po. Minsan may kausap ako, di sabi ko sa misis, papakasalan mo na siya. Sabi ng misis, sabi ng babae, opo, papakasal na kami. Tanong ko sa lalaki, kuya, papakasalan mo na si ate. Walang sagot. Naghihintay kami. Walang sagot. Biglang after 1 minute or 2, umiyak yung babae. Sabi naman ng lalaki, bakit ka umiyak? Bakit ayaw mo? Sabi naman ng babae, bakit mo ayaw pakasalan? Ano bang problema? And that's sad. But if you explain it to them and you really take time,
yan yung nagpapatunay no dito sa 134 paragraph ng Amoris Laetitia, yung parang yung sinabi nyo na talagang nangyayari talaga yan. So, tinuturo ni Pope Francis dito nga, may binabanggit siya dito, lagi niya sinasabi dito yung charity. I-explain nyo nga yung bakit kailangan pag nagmamahalan daw may charity doon. Lagi niyang binabanggit yung charity na sinabi ni St. Thomas Aquinas.
It's the love talaga sa akin.
Charity
in married life. It is the desire, kasi madalas kulang din sa faith eh. Entering into life as husband and wife, madalas nakakalimutan ang Diyos. You cannot talk about real charity kung wala ang Diyos. And who is this God? He sent His Son to die on the cross. Ganyan, hanggang sa ganon ang pag-ibig. No greater love than this, that a man lays down his life for his friend. And lalo na sa mag-asawa. It's a life wherein you're ready, ihanda mo itaya ang lahat para sa minamahal mo. And I think that is how husband and wife become a sign of God's love for one another.
Yeah, okay.
I think that is the purpose, that is the sacrament. Ano ba itong sacrament ng matrimony. Ano, sacrament is a sign. Sign ng ano? Di ba yung tinapay at alak, sign ng body and blood of Christ, the sacrifice of Christ. Ako, yung pinyag, yung tubig, no? That's the sign is which cleanses from our sins and gives new life. Doon naman, sa matrimony, it is the love between the husband and wife. A sign of God's love na He gave His life for us. Kahit na makasalanan tayo, namatay siya para sa atin. I think it should be really the love na, and that comes with the sacrament, with understanding of this. I have always to go back to the sacrament. Kasi if we lose sight of the sacrament, ano, bakit kayo nagsasama? Because you're a sacrament. We are a sign of God's love. It's not mahal ko siya no? Gusto ko siya Hindi, it's not only between you, it's God. And kung kayo ang pinagsama, it's because of God's plan. May plano ang Diyos that He brought you together. I always ask those getting married, bakit siya ang papakasalan mo? Ang dami namang mga babae dyan, mas maganda. Marami naman dyan lalaki, mas mayaman. Bakit siya? And bakit? And there is only one reason. Because siya ang tinakda ng Diyos para sa atin. Kami ang tinadhana ng Diyos even before He created the world. To be a sign of His love. Na kami, sa pagmamahal namin, in our sacrifice for one another, no, we are able to be a sign para makilala ng tao ang Diyos. That one is nakakalimutan ng Diyos we become a sign to others of God. And I think that's very, 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 very high. Kaya ang sinasabi doon, unlimited ang love. Bakit unlimited? Because sabi ni Christ, love as I have loved. And that is until the cross. And I think that is what married life is all about. No? You carry your cross, you carry your husband, and that is how you show your love. Because of God. Because of God. Kung wala si God, wala palpak ng marriage. There is no reason the marriage will stay. There's no reason the marriage will stay if there is no God. And so the sacrament is critical.
Meron siya rito nga sinabi, marital love is not dependent primarily by presenting indissolubility as a duty or by repeating doctrine, but by helping it to grow ever stronger under the impulse of grace. Ano po ba yung kanyang gustong i-convey sa atin? Presenting indissolubility as a duty and by repeating doctrine.
Kasi madalas, sasabihin, mali yan, masama yan, huwag ninyong gagawin yan. Na po. And that is not the approach. We should show them the beauty of the sacrament of matrimony. Na sasabihin, hindi kayo kasal. Mali yan, malaking kasalanan yan. Hindi. We show them the beauty of the sacrament of matrimony. Minsan, sinasabi rin ni Pope in other parts na we should not treat yung mga hindi kasal, wag natin i-treat sila na parang mga excommunicated, masasamang tao. Hindi. We should help them, na maintindihan nila ang kagandahan ng sakramento ng kasal without condemning them. Kasi baka hindi natin naintindihan. Nagkaroon ng sitwasyon ganun sila. At saka kasalanan rin natin na yung sakramento ng kasal ang hirap pasukan kasi ang mahal-mahal. Ang laki-laki ng gastos. Something na hindi abot sa isip ng mga mahihirap. So instead of telling them makasalanan ka, nabubuhay ka sa kasalanan, wala kang kasal, hindi, we should help them and show to them the beauty of the sacrament.
Kaya pala siguro dineclare ni Pope Francis itong year, Amoris Laetitia Family Year, dahil gustong bigyan ng focus. Because ang ganda ng kanya, ang ganda naman sinasabi niya, mga messages niya sa Amoris Laetitia, but it's not understood. Hindi ba, Father, lagi pa nga nalalagay sa kontrobersya yung Yung nami-misunderstood pa si Pope Francis. That's why siguro maganda talaga ipaliwanag natin paragraph by paragraph. We have 1 year, more than 1 year para ipaliwanag po yan.
Father, yung kasi sinasabi, madalas na naisip ng tao na pagka daw bagong kasal, di ba, parang yung honeymoon stage, may mga stages, parang na-realize nila na yung pag-worldly ba, yung pag wala ka kay Lord, ang kasal, ang ending niya parang wala na yung love, hanggang sa nagkakainisan na lang kayo, parang baliwala na lang. Pero dito sinasabi na lalo mo, more and more, habang tumatagal, dapat lalong gumaganda, lalong lumalaki ang love mo. But, ang sabi, ang reason is, dapat merong grace that will come from God. And how will you know yung grace kung you will not seek it? Di ba po? So, parang ito po ba yung sinasabi dito sa 134?
Saan galing ang grace?
Saan
galing ang grace? Kundi, saan galing grace? Kundi sa sakramento
ng kasal.
Yes. Ang about is the kasal itself.
Yeah.
Also, the desire na, pakasal tayo, that itself is a sign na I really want this, ang Lord kasama natin. Kasi kung hindi kasama ang Lord, it becomes something just emotional. It's just an event na sige, lalo na yung bonggang kasal. Tapos, you have to go to the daily grind of it all.
Pero pakiulit nyo nga, Father, yung kung saan nanggagaling yung grace, because that is very important.
Yung grace po, galing po yun sa sakramento. Yeah? The sacramental grace of matrimony. In itself, yung desire to get married is already a grace. Nakakalungkot, hindi na pinag-iisipan ng kasal sa simbahan. Sa nagmamana, nagsasama, nagkaroon ng anak, yun na yun. And that is very, very sad. So the grace which makes the love grow starts is centered in the sacrament. Kaya napakaganda ng sulat ito ng Pope, no? Na binibigyan na ng halaga ang sakramento. Okay? Kasi if we talk about a lot of things, marami tayong pinag-uusapan, pero yung sakramento nakakalimutan natin, nawawala ng angkla, walang foundation, walang anchor na pagsasabitan ng lahat ng ginagawa natin sa pamilya. And if we do not talk about the sacrament. So talagang we have to go back to the sacrament. We have to make them realize the beauty of this sacrament. And I think that's where this plant will really grow and flourish.
Yeah. Okay. Ganda pa.
And many times, pati na rin sa mga kasal sa simbahan, yung kasal nila, nagiging, it's more of a social event. Mga pagandahan, bongga, etc., etc. It's not anymore an event of faith. On the other side naman, yung mahirap, hindi na nagpapakasal kasi walang panggastos. Both ways. I hope we realize that one more and more. And if we are able to plant that one sa mga tao, sa mga parokya, no? Sa mga BEC, sa mga kilala natin na hindi pa kasal, you make a survey in your parish. Ilan po ang kasal sa kanila?
Yes.
No? Sa amin, mga 40% lang ang kasal sa simbahan. 60% hindi.
Yes.
And I believe that is the same for, if not all, most parishes. Especially the poorer ones. At kung nagkakaroon ng problema ng mga pamilya, must be because naging yung sakramento mismo naging masyadong materialistic. Hindi po naka-focus po sa sakramentos pa siya.
Yes.
Because masyadong ibinigay yung reception, ito yung mga dekorasyon, yung gown, etc., etc. No? And the real inspiration medyo second place. Yung second place, pinagmamadalian. I think I believe that's where the growth will happen. Yes po.
Kaya maganda, Father, na napapag-usapan ito kasi hindi rin nila alam, no? Yung ignorance nila dun sa Word of God. Pag nalaman nila, ganun pala yun. Naku, mag-uunahan silang magpapakasal.
So that's why nga it's about talking with them, making
Oo.
them realize.
Kailangan
So far,
i-explain.
yung mga nakakausap ko, mga nagpapabinyag na hindi pa kasal, nakukonvince.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kasi it take time.
Yes,
Talk
Father.
with it cannot.
So magbababay na tayo sa mga audience natin, Father.
Okay.
So, thank you, Father, for being
Thank you
with
very
us. Yes,
Yes.
and sana may your tribe increase. Sige, so
Sige po.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And huwag po kayo aalis.
Okay, God bless you. Congratulations
Yes.
for what you're doing. Okay, God bless you.
Wow, ang galing ni Father, no? Talagang naiintindihan niyo ba yung kanyang mga in-explain? Medyo may konting salita lang na kasi mahina yung wifi, pero clear naman, di ba?
Yeah.
Malinaw talaga. So, meron lang kaming konting dagdag. Depende, kasi yung response, no?
Naramdaman ko na talagang binibigyan niya ng emphasis yung sacrament. Sabi ko nga, tinanong ko, saan ba nanggagaling yung mga graces na yan para
Yes.
masustain yung magandang pagsasamahan at pagmamahala ng mag-asawa? Ang sabi ni Father, sa sacrament.
Yes. So, ganon ka-importante ang kasal. So, dahil ganon ka-importante ang kasal, sabi ni Father kanina, sabi niya, dapat yan ang gawin natin, no? Yung ano ang pwede natin magawa as a community in the parish para maikayat natin yung mga hindi pa kasal na magpakasal. Kasi nga sabi nga nila, nagkaanak na sila, masaya naman sila sa buhay nila, hindi na sila magpapakasal. So ngayon, dahil alam natin, napakinggan natin si Father, yung importance, no, ng grace in marriage, kailangan may magawa tayo, di ba? So, as a missionary, yun. So, dapat meron tayong tugon doon.
Ang good news niya,
Yes.
halos nagawa na natin yung programa. No? Dati kasi ang programa natin, pre-K na. Ibig sabihin, before marriage. After marriage, wala tayong programa. Except kung pupunta sila sa iba-ibang mga communities.
Kung hindi kayo makaka-member doon, dahil syempre meron din mga requirements yun, may mga schedules na kailangan, ang parish po, dito sa Mary Help, nag-umpisa na po kami magkaroon ng post-K na. We accompany, no? Hindi lang bago ikasal, hanggang sa kaya nating we accompany each other. So ngayon po, dito po sa simbahan, meron na po yan. No, wag na po natin antayin na magkaroon kayo ng conflict o mag-away kayo bago po kayo kukuha ng mga counselor. No, pwede naman po yan maiwasan. Para maiwasan, sama po kayo dito. Meron po kami pinopost yan after the show. Nasasabi niya dyan na post-K na ang tawag namin is Journey After Marriage. Jam, no? You jam. Jamming with us. Yan.
Naalala ko lang dati, nung nasa Commission of the Family tayo, meron tayong kapartner nun, yung sa Legion of Mary. No?
Yes.
Sila, ang ginagawa nila, nandun sila sa mga areas. So lahat ng hindi pa kasal, hinahalugad nila yon, yung mga yon.
Yes.
Pagkatapos, inaayos natin ang kanilang papeles and nagkakaroon tayo ng monthly na parang kasalang bayan. Diba? Mass wedding. Ang noon, wala pa tayong post-K na.
Wala pa.
Ngayon, meron tayong post-K na. Naalala ko sabi ni Father Molavin, Father Beng, kailangan na natin maging kapartner yung ibang nasa komisyon. Lalo na yung nasa labas. So, sino itong mga ito? Ito yung nasa BEC. Sa BEC, they can spot kung sino-sino yung mga hindi pa kasal or nakasal na, but hindi nila nakikita na active sa church or hindi na-accompany. Pwede matulungan.
Kausapin namin, i-refer nyo sila sa amin. Tatanungin namin yung schedule nila. Kasi po, yung ating jam, no, yung Journey After Marriage, hindi po yan na meron kayo, dapat attend kayo dito, may attendance. Wala siyang ganon, no? At your own schedule yon. So, kinakausap namin sila. So, ipakausap nyo sa amin at kung schedule nila ang problema, pwede naman yun maayos. no?
So, kung halimbawang hindi nila masustain yung post-K na, kasi once a month yun, no? Pwede naman, counseling lang. Counseling. So,
Oo.
kahit papano, we want them to understand ano ba talaga ang nagagawa ng sacrament.
Oo.
Sabi nga, this sacrament is not a matter, or your marriage, not a matter of telling them na ito ang mga bawal, ito mga kailangang gawin, this is the doctrine, this is the katuruan, the teachings ng simbahan tungkol sa marriage. We want them to understand that marriage is beautiful.
Yes.
No?
That's
It
true.
is a joyful journey in marriage.
Yes. Although na tinutulungan natin yung mga separated, yung mga broken marriages, but we have to start, no, from the start. Kasi kaya nangyayari yun nandiyan sa ilalim dahil mali po yung simula.
Yes.
So kung umpisahan natin na tama yung umpisa, ikakasal. O actually, before pa ikasal.
Yes. Lahat kasi tayo ngayon, medyo limited ang access. Pero we will make use of the social media
Yes.
para lahat ng kailangan yung malaman, lahat ng kailangan na paggabay sa inyo, punta kayo ron sa aming page, no? Sa blog. Lahat yan, ginagawa namin ngayon para mas malayo ang marating. Naalala ko nga minsan naiisip ko bakit kaya 1 taon na parang nandito pa rin tayo sa ganitong situation na hindi tayo makapag face to face. So, pero minsan naisip ko baka naman sabi ni God hindi pa ninyo nakukuha yung aking message sa inyo. No? Right now,
Yes.
ang na-realize ko, we can accommodate without limits. Di ba? Tapos katulong pa natin yung mga social media missionaries. Wow.
Yes. So talaga po ang ating panawagan para po sa kahit po hindi kayo Legion of Mary o wala kayong organization sa simbahan, pero meron kayong mga friends na feeling nyo na gusto nilang magpakasal o hindi nila alam kung paano or i-refer nyo lang sa amin, no? I-refer ninyo. Like kunyari, nasa ibang parish kayo, di magtanong lang kayo sa amin. I-refer namin kayo po sa parish yun. No, so nandito po kami na i-text lang nyo kami sa message.
Yung iba nagre-reklamo sila. Sabi lang, hindi kami high-tech. Pero lahat tayo marunong mag-download, lahat tayo marunong mag-share.
Mag-forward.
Mag-forward.
Yes.
Lahat yan. Matututunan yan. Mga 1-2 beses mo lang gawin yan. Pag tinuloy-tuloy mo, master mo na yan. That is the only requirement para maging social media missionary ka. And huwag kayong matakot sa ipo-forward because what we are forwarding are all coming from the teachings of Pope Francis Amoris Laetitia.
Ang kahit nakapikit kayo, pag pinorward niyo yung PPAP, siguradong hindi yun fake news.
Yes.
Yan. At saka yung ating mga guests dito, talagang sila yung testimonies nila yun, no?
Amen.
Okay. So, goodbye again. And ito, totoong babay na.